For a long time, I felt like I was chained together with a demon. Not some creature in the dark, but the patterns of my family. And I was convinced that no matter what I did, that demon would walk with me too, every step along the way. Every habit, every reaction, and every attitude, I thought I was doomed to carry it myself, and they would guide me along the same path it guided them. You see, the more and more that I learned about psychology, the more I learned about the human mind, the more that I learned about how the habits of our families, of our forefathers, are what mold us to be who we are today. You see, there's so many people who are molded by their experience of when they're children that they can never change, or they're doomed to their reality that they were in. We see someone like Dostoevsky with his amazing ideas, but them also being molded by the fact that he was going to be executed. We see people like Nietzsche, who was seen as a small man, a small weak man, that created this alter ego of strength. Speaking of the Ubermensch, in order as a reaction to that. Now, seeing all these things, I said, am I just doomed to be like my family was? Am I doomed to just have to react and how to carry this for the rest of my life? And I remember one Sunday at church, I had just gotten down from playing, and I sat down at the pews, and I was listening to the preaching, and it was one of the pastors at my church. And I was busy that Sunday, so I only got to sit in for maybe 10 minutes. But what he was talking about was exactly how what I had been thinking. He was talking about when he was young, the way his father was. He said, "My dad was the coldest man I had ever met. He never said I love you to me. He never said good job. He never said I'm proud to you, and he never showed any love to my mother, and even he was mean to my mother." No, I said, "Wow, like the pastor that was talking, he's the most kindest person you'd ever meet. He's the type of guy that said that you would say, 'Hey, I want to be that type of guy when I grow up.'" All his grandchildren, you see all the love and affection he had for them. His example to them, they would always talk to me, "Oh, my grandpa was like this. I want to be like my grandpa." He was just a great man. You look at that man, you said, "That's a great man. That's someone who I want to be like." And so I was like, what the heck? Like, he's saying that his dad was like this. And he said that he chose to change because when he married his wife, he said that what he was doing, the way he was acting, was hurting her. And he said, and because of that, I decided to change. I decided to be different. And I said, wow, that's so interesting. And that instant, it was as though God was telling me, you're wrong. You don't have to carry these demons that your family carry. You can choose to change. Now, I'm going to go over a few, I don't want to call them steps, but maybe things to process to see where you need to be or what you need to do to get through this. And the first thing I want to go over is whether you see that demon yet. Do you see the habits of your parents in you? Do you see the habits of your family in you? Do you see your family's brokenness in you? You could come from the most perfect family, but some sort of negativity will always come. And if you don't see it yet, look deeper. Notice your thoughts, your actions, and your bad habits, and think to yourself, where did I get these from? You see, oftentimes, even our frames of thinking come from our parents. The way we see ourselves come from what our family has put onto us. Notice that. There's a great book called The Four Agreements, which I haven't read yet. I haven't gotten to it yet. But one of my friends is always talking about how it talks about the way we look at ourselves, what we believe, what we agree to is all given to us. Our framework of life is given to us by our parents. Look into that. See if it's truly your framework or the framework of them. And you see, the thing is, you can't fight an enemy you can't see. That's why the spiritual world is so interesting and so strong, because we can't see it. We can't point it out to recognize it to fight that. So I want you to identify it in you and also see where it's leading you, see where it's taking you, most importantly. The second point I want to bring up is your beliefs. Belief is everything. Sun's in my face, man. Sorry, guys. Flies are hitting me and everything, too. Let's see here. Whatever you choose to believe is what is true. There's a phrase that I heard from one of my friends. She said, he who says he can and he who says he can't are both right. You see, it's so interesting. We all went through the alpha Andrew Tate rabbit hole, right? That's one of the reasons, some of us are into psychology and all this stuff, or self improvement. One thing he said that always stuck with me is he was talking about ghosts. And he said, why would I believe in ghosts? Why am I going to believe in something that will cause me to fear or believe something is stronger than me? Or he even said it with depression. He said, why am I going to believe in depression? If I don't believe in depression, then I can't be depressed. And I thought that was very interesting. I mean, if we think about it, right? If we don't acknowledge the things that make us weaker, do we really become weaker because of them? Or is it just being foolish, right? Is ignorance really bliss? You see, the thing is, whether Andrew Tate's philosophy is right or wrong, doesn't matter. The fact is that your mental frame is everything. He uses his mental frame to make himself stronger and more capable. So we should do the same. And Andrew Tate, in this instance, uses mental framework as a sort of tool to get himself to where he wants to go. And I think we can do the same. I remember I used to work at Jack in the Box. That was my first job. Jack in the Box. Sucky job, man. I remember I would look every 15 minutes, every 5 minutes at what time I was going to get off. I would say, oh God, man, it's 8:55. I get off at 10. Oh God, it's 9 o'clock. But what would that do? It would just make it longer. So what I did is I would tell myself, I'm not going to look at the clock. I'm going to have fun while I work. It's a mental framework that I choose to have. And guess what? It worked. It made work so much easier. It made me be able to stay during the long shifts. Maybe have a better shift. It was just a mental framework change. That's all it was. So use your mental framework to achieve what you want to achieve. And anything contrary to what that is, any disbeliefs that get you farther away from where you want to go, just don't believe them. Ignore them and focus on the mental frameworks that will. Number 3. The third thing I want to talk about is choosing to change. You see, I've met so many people in this life, so many people within the last few years who are stuck mentally where they are, who will never be able to change, who are stuck in their bitterness, in their anger, in their resentment towards others, and their lack of self-esteem. You see, these people are stuck in these bad habits. And what do? These bad habits and these bad frameworks just compound onto each other. You see this guy with bad self-esteem try to protect himself behind this wall of ego. And anyone who he thinks might be talking bad or looking down on him, even though they may not, what does he do? He goes and he tries to get revenge on them by looking down and talking bad on them. He tries to create this wall around himself of looking like he thinks he's better than people or looking ultra confident to try to hide his insecurity behind that wall. But what does that do? That makes everyone not want to talk to him. That makes everyone not want to be around him. Because whenever they're around him, what does he do? He has to be that center of attention. And if he's not, then you're not with him, then you're against him, and then all of a sudden, it's the spiral that people go down. That's just one example of where this is going. I've met multiple people like this, and this is something that I've used that I said, okay, when I'm older, I don't want to be like this. And here's the thing, right? We have to be compassionate with ourselves. Oftentimes we hand compassion out to everyone else, but we never choose to be compassionate with ourselves. You see, what does that mean? I struggled with that for so long. What does being compassionate with myself even mean? And this is what I have come to understand. If you're Christian, you understand the idea of grace, right? We'll give grace to others or accept God's grace. And how do we accept God's grace? In this instance, let's say I see these mental frameworks come up. Something happens at home and I choose to get angry. Well, I could say, okay, I got angry, let's calm down. Okay. Where the compassion comes in is you not coming here to kill yourself over you being mad. Oh my God, I got mad. And oh, it makes me more mad that I can't change. And this, and that. You don't need to do that. You're trying to change. Now you're noticing it. But what does that compassion do? Okay, well, next time I have another chance. Okay, next time I'm going to pay more attention and then I'm going to notice then too. Next time I'll do better. And you see, the compassion allows you to grow and get better each time. Without compassion, you just get angry and frustrated and give up. So compassion is key with this. Self-compassion is key with this. You see, when these habits come, okay, I know what's gonna happen here. For example, this morning my mom was like, "Stop with your stupid attitude," and I was like, "I'm not even mad, bro." And I got mad at her. I said, "What are you talking about? Who has an attitude?" Blah, blah, blah. And I started arguing. But what should have I done? Oh, I'm sorry, mom. I don't have an attitude. I just wasn't really paying attention, or I didn't have an attitude. You just misunderstood, right? But my reaction and being mad back, what does that do? Just prove it right. See, you did have an attitude. You got mad. There's no change. There's no me getting better. So next time, what I could have done or what I could do in the future is that when that happens, be like, okay, this is what's going to happen. Notice the pattern and then pivot. Instead of getting mad and saying, it's like, you know what? I'm good. I was just kind of paying attention and looking forward. But I'm good. I haven't been in a bad mood. This, and that. And that's fair, you know? And the thing is, this isn't easy. This takes hard work. It's hard. It's like going against the river uphill. You're going against the river and then you're going uphill. But you see over time, you're going to see these little changes in yourself. And then those little changes will start compounding into every day is like, oh, wow, I'm a different person than I was 6 months ago, than I was, than I was a month ago, than I was 3 months ago. And all these things compound onto each other and that growth happens. You see, in life, either we learn from the mistakes of our family and choose to be different, or we become just like them. Oftentimes, a lot of people take the easy route and just decide to go with their feelings, just decide to keep doing the same thing. But then they're all of a sudden in the same fate that they hated when they were a kid, looking up to them, looking up to their family. You become a slave of the demon that your parents had, that your family had, that your aunt had, that your brother had. But it's up to you to change. It's up to you to decide to be different. It's up to you to decide to be good. Do you want to live in a life where that demon has control over your life, has a grasp over you, that suffocates you? Or will you choose to have the bravery to face it and conquer it and make the life of your future family better?